In at number 10, Kylie Jenner. In August of 2017, Kylie joined Albert Ochoa, a junior at Rio Americano High School in Sacramento, California, for his prom. Kylie, who actually never had a chance to go to prom because she was homeschooled, found out about Albert's prom fiasco through social media. Initially, he asked his sister's friend to attend the event with him, but she ended up saying no. Sure enough, Kylie showed up with her camera crew and filmed the whole event on her show called Life of Kylie. When they arrived at prom, her attendance most certainly did not go unnoticed though. When you see the videos of people that were there, it looks like a zoo. After prom, Albert said that everyone wanted to be his friend, and never in his wildest imagination did he expect to get that much attention in one night. Welcome to being a Kardashian. In at number 9, Rihanna. Back in the day, MTV had this show called Once Upon a Prom. In that show, they paired up teens preparing for the most important night of their high school career, and as they deal with their nerves, MTV just sends in the perfect date. One lucky high school kid named Richard was the only one in his group of friends that didn't really have a prom date yet, so MTV sent in Rihanna. Funny enough, this was also Rihanna's first time going to prom as well, which perhaps balanced out the nervousness that Richard must have been feeling. The year was 2007 and Rihanna was just starting to blow up, so when she surprised Richard, he was awestruck. Or is it starstruck? Maybe both. The pair spent the night dancing and mingling with Richard's friends, plus they made sure to get that super awkward prom photo that is always a staple to remember that night. In at number 8, Shaun White. A Pennsylvania teen had her dreams fulfilled in a big way when Olympic snowboarder Shaun White surprised her by showing up at her prom following a video invitation that she had sent out to her dream date. A student named Carly Monzo made a video where she enlisted the help of her fellow students and teachers to ask Shaun White to prom. After uploading the video to Vimeo, she had all of her friends tweet at Shaun, but when she got no response, all seemed lost. Probably because she uploaded it to Vimeo. Although on the night of prom at the White Marsh Valley Country Club, the announcer called out her name, and as she turned, they dropped the curtain revealing Shaun White and his bandmates. The band then played 3 songs, and Carly got to enjoy the night with her dream prom date. Following prom, Carly tweeted this photo and said that it was the happiest moment of her life. How sweet. In at number 7, Demi Lovato. This really goes to show you just how down-to-earth Demi Lovato is, and not only that, but how much she values a promise. You see, in kindergarten, she made a promise to her childhood friend Nolan that she would be his date to prom, and she actually came through on the promise, even though she was crazy famous at this point. Demi tweeted a photo of them captioning it with, "A promise made in kindergarten finally coming true, prom with @NolanNard." Demi showed up in a strapless red dress, and Nolan gave her a corsage, and off they went in a sparkling Rolls-Royce. Paid for by Demi, of course. In at number 6, Justin Timberlake. When a Marine needed a prom date to the Instructor Battalion Marine Corps ball, she made a video and posted it to YouTube asking if Justin Timberlake would accompany her. Sure enough, Justin Timberlake showed up in a nice suit in November of 2011 and went as combat instructor Kelsey DeSantis' date. Following the Marine Corps ball, Kelsey told Good Morning America that the singer was a complete gentleman the whole evening. But did you see all of those dudes standing around her when she made that video? I mean, it looked like she was asking someone to prom while her big brothers judged the potential date. It's no wonder that he acted like a gentleman. I mean, he was surrounded by America's finest, and his date was their instructor. So yeah, you better act right. I'm sure he's a nice guy. In at number 5, Mila Kunis. Much like how Justin Timberlake attended a Marine Corps ball, Mila Kunis received a Marine Corps ball invitation herself via YouTube as well. Her date was a man named Sergeant Scott Moore, who took the actress to the celebrations in Greenville, North Carolina. After the party, he told People magazine that Mila was very nice and very respectful. Plus, she got tons of credit and a lot of respect for actually following through with it. Even though she isn't part of their world, staying true to your word is an important value to the Marines, and Mila definitely delivered. It is pretty cool though to see celebrities like Justin and Mila Kunis setting aside their celebrity status to honor the people that fight for their freedom. In at number 4, Vanessa Hudgens. In August of 2014, the High School Musical star surprised 17-year-old Cesar Guerrero, who was battling cancer. The party was thrown at Silmar High School in LA and the Art of Elysium, which Vanessa had actually worked with in previous years. Sure enough, she popped up at his prom and accompanied him that night as his date. Following the event, Cesar posted a photo of them on his Instagram and captioned the photo with, "Vanessa Hudgens, thank you so much for coming to my special prom. It was really nice getting to know you and to dance with you. It really meant a lot to me that you took your time off and come to my prom. I love you so much, and to all my friends, to make you jealous, here's a picture with my baby V." In at number 3, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift already had platinum record sales, multiple CMT awards, and a Grammy nomination at the time. The 18-year-old Taylor Swift had already crossed off some very impressive milestones in her life and career, but she still had never gone to her senior prom. So on a Saturday night, she went to a prom at Hillcrest High School in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and later she told People magazine that it was literally one of the best nights of her life. The celebrity prom matchup was another episode that was filmed for that MTV show called Once Upon a Prom. Taylor Swift attended on the arm of senior Whit Wright, whom she chose from, I guess, an applicant list of 50 people. It's a lot of prom date requests. Taylor had missed out on her own prom after she had to switch to being homeschooled while she was on tour, so this was not only a big deal for Wright, but Taylor as well. In at number 2, Kobe Bryant. I know it may be super difficult to believe, but at one point in time when Kobe was 17 years old, he was just a regular high school student in search of a prom date. Now, don't get me wrong, Kobe was a rising star athlete, and while attending the Essence Awards earlier that year, he got to meet a 17-year-old platinum-selling, Grammy-winning artist named Brandy. Kobe was a big fan of Brandy's and ended up asking her to his senior prom. Brandy showed up in her dress, Kobe gave her a corsage, which she still actually has to this day, and following the event, she said that it just made her finally feel like a normal 17-year-old. When asked about this night by TMZ many moons later, Brandy said it was so much fun, although it was cameras and media there, it still felt normal to be in a school with kids my age. I really needed to experience that, and I wouldn't if Kobe never asked me. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Tupac Shakur. In 1996, high school student Kia Chanel had no idea that when she wrote into Tupac's fan club asking him to be her date to the prom, that he'd actually show up and show out. But it was in Tupac's nature to show major love to his fans. As a result, Kia's wish was his command. Kia recalled that night saying that about a month after she sent the letter, there was a knock at her door and it was him. He was by himself, no reporters, no friends, just Tupac Shakur at her doorstep. Plus, he then just gave her a whopping $1,500 for her prom outfit and fulfilled his promise to be her date on prom night. A limo showed up, Tupac picked up his date, and then they went straight to prom. According to Kia, everyone was going crazy and taking pictures, but the pair still hung out for about 30 minutes and danced for about 5 songs, and then he just said that he had business to take care of, kissed her on the cheek, and left. I mean, what a class act.
Starting off at number 10, we have Leonardo DiCaprio. So we know that Leo is no stranger to going yachting in beautiful places. But one time it ended up saving someone's life. And Leo and his crew actually saved a man who had been treading water for 11 hours after he fell off a cruise ship. When Leo was in St. Bart's with girlfriend Camila Morone for New Year's, DiCaprio's captain received a radar that a man had fallen overboard in the area. A source told People, quote, Leo and his friends and their boat captain decided to join the search, and their efforts resulted in helping save a man's life. And so the crew went out looking for the man and ended up finding him and brought him aboard before giving him to the Coast Guard. So wow, thank God he decided to go out, on his yacht that day. What would have happened if he wasn't, in the beautiful St. Bart's yachting? And at number 9, Tom Holland. A Tom Holland fan found themselves in a very bad situation and had to be rescued by Holland because they were in such a bad position. The fan said that Tom saved her from being crushed by a huge crowd of fans that were gunning for his autograph. A Twitter user said that in June of 2019, she was being crushed against a barricade by people seeking Tom Holland's autograph in New York City. Her neck was being pressed into the metal bar when the star stepped in. And apparently he yelled to the crowd, quote, I'm literally going to throw your shit on the floor if you keep pushing that girl. You're literally crushing her. Then when the girl told him that she might be having a panic attack, he told her, quote, I've got you, and asked the people pushing her to back up. And honestly, my heart is just melting at this one. Not gonna lie, I haven't really seen him in many movies, but what a king, we stand, what a nice guy. And at number 8, Hannah Brown. A woman shared a video on social media of the Bachelorette alum helping out her boyfriend after his boat flipped over while whitewater rafting. The tweet read that Hannah Brown saved the user's boyfriend from drowning when the raft flipped over on the Ocoee River in Tennessee in June of 2020. With another tweet reading, quote, she was on the river with us. Our raft flipped and her family were on the trip with us. She ended up pulling my BF onto their raft after the current took him in. I didn't know who she was, but her mom said she had just won Dancing with the Stars and that she was on The Bachelorette. She also shared a video of it all happening on Instagram. Then Hannah's brother posted a photo to Instagram congratulating his sister on being a hero, with him writing, quote, took on the rapids with the fam jam. I got to relive my lifeguard days and Hannah thinks she's a part of the Coast Guard now. Hashtag rescue mission. And at number 7, Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo is best known for playing the bad guy in the movies. But in real life, he's basically a saint, as he saved a baby when it was stuck in a car that was flipped over. Trejo was driving in Silmar, California in August of 2019 when he witnessed a collision that caused one of the cars to roll upside down, CNN reported. He pulled over to help and was able to safely remove the baby from the vehicle, who was still trapped into the car seat. When talking about the heroic action and why he did it, he said, quote, everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. everything. And I just love that he has that attitude. That's so great. And at number 6, Idris Elba. Idris Elba did the unthinkable when he helped someone that was having a seizure during a performance of his play Tree. The Mirror reported in 2019 that a 33-year-old woman had a seizure during a performance of Tree, a play created by Idris Elba and Kwame Kwei-Armah at Upper Camfield Market Hall in Manchester. The woman said that when she finally came to and woke up, she was incredibly shocked to find Elba checking on her. The woman told the Mirror, quote, "I would love to thank him personally, but doubt I will ever cross paths with him. He's very famous." And this story is honestly just so amazing that he was able to spot that and help her out. Halfway at number 5, Michael Rappaport. This one might honestly be the most insane. But Michael Rappaport actually stopped someone from opening an emergency door on a flight. How that even happens, I will never know. Apparently, the actor was on a flight from Houston to Los Angeles in June of 2019. In June of 2018, when he saw a man with both hands on the lever of the emergency door exit, trying to open it. And in a life or death move, he ran to the man and tackled him to get away from the door. He then pinned him against a seat until more people could get there and help. And apparently, Fox News interviewed him after, and the man said that he thought it was a bathroom door. That's a lie. That can't be true, but okay. The actor commented on the incident on his podcast, saying, quote, "Everyone thanked me and everyone did say I was brave and heroic. I consider myself a common man who does uncommon things." Oh wow, that is so amazing. That's probably the scariest thing ever, to be on a plane that's in the air and someone trying to open the door. That is insane. Thank God he was there that day. In at number 4, Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch was a true hero when he saved a delivery cyclist from 4 muggers. And wow, to get into a 4 versus 1 match is just wild. In 2018, he jumped out of an Uber to help a delivery person that was getting mugged. Apparently, they punched and hit him over the head with a bottle. But Cumberbatch put an end to it when he jumped into action and yelled, quote, "Leave him alone." The Uber driver also helped pull the attackers off the man, and they eventually ran off. A spokesperson for Deliveroo said, quote, "We'd like to thank Benedict Cumberbatch for his heroic actions. On behalf of everyone at Deliveroo, thanks so much." Cumberbatch's comments on the matter were very modest, with him saying, quote, "I did it out of, well, I had to, you know." Good for him, he's a great man. And at number 3, John Malkovich. This is another one that could be straight out of a movie. John Malkovich actually saved a man's life when he stopped him from bleeding out. The story here was that a couple was visiting Toronto on a weekend bus tour for seniors in 2013 when the man fell into scaffolding, which ended up cutting his throat. But John Malkovich came to the rescue by rushing over and pressing his neck wound to stop the blood. Apparently, the man remembers Malkovich saying, quote, "My name is John and you're gonna be alright," with the man only learning later that he was the famous actor. And wow, honestly, if I was in that situation, I would have no idea what to do, so props to him for being such a hero and knowing what to do so fast. I would have just been in a state of shock, I think. And at number 2, Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling not only got some good karma, but also some good press when he saved a journalist from walking straight into oncoming traffic. Journalist and author Lori Penny tweeted in 2012 that she literally just got saved from a car by Ryan Gosling. Literally, that actually just happened. That was the tweet. Explaining further how she was British and visiting the US at the time, and she forgot to look to the left for traffic. So she was literally about to step onto oncoming traffic when Ryan Gosling stopped her. The reaction to her tweet was so overwhelming that she responded with an article for Gawker called, quote, "Ryan Gosling saved me from a speeding car, but there's a war in the Middle East, so everyone calm down." Which I guess is sort of like a backhanding compliment of sorts, but also showed her appreciation to the star. And at number 1, John Krasinski. John Krasinski saved a woman from drowning while in Costa Rica while he was in high school, way before he was famous. This happened because while he was studying, he decided to spend a few months teaching in Costa Rica. On a visit to Manuel Antonio Beach, a woman got swept out by a riptide, and Krasinski told Playboy that he saved her life, saying in the interview, quote, "In that moment I didn't ask anyone. There was no one to help me. I just went out and tried to save her. And then of course when I got out there, I was in a cross current with her. It was one of those moments of, oh my god, you just made a poor choice and it might have cost your life. But I got her back. When I got within 20 yards or so of the shore, some surfers came out. Granted, not everybody needs to have life or death experiences, but that definitely changed my entire life. All of a sudden, I grew up. And I didn't even consider that. The fact that he went into the water and risked his own life without giving it a second thought is just so insane. What a great guy.
Billie Eilish is one of the biggest up-and-coming stars in the industry, and she's garnered a pretty big fan base as a result. Many of her fans adore her for her talent, but also for her authenticity. She's not pretending pretentious, and she really seems to love her fans genuinely. The best example of this is when she surprises her fans. You can tell that though yes she has fans, she blends in with them as if they were her friends. Take this moment when Billie surprised a couple of fans after a concert. It's really cute to see Billie's fans freaking out over the singer while she's completely calm and actually lays down on them like they're close friends. Billie has to be one of the most genuine celebrities who actually cares about her fans and likes meeting them. It sucks that we probably won't be able to see these kinds of moments for a while because COVID, but when we do, it'll be as heartwarming as ever.
So since this is probably the only video I'll ever be able to include this, I actually was incredibly close to meeting Billie Eilish like a few summers ago, because basically my friend got me tickets to her show, and it was like a GA show. Like, she shouldn't have been in that venue, like a really low-key venue. So when you go backstage to like the VIP, like you're literally backstage. So anyway, we were literally backstage and we saw her like with her crew, like with the what's that called, the one that goes on before, like the
opening act?
Yeah, we were back with the opening act and all that, and literally Billie walked, like, I'm not even joking you guys, probably like 5 feet in front of our faces, like walked out of her dressing room or whatever, just like onto the stage.
Whoa.
Crazy. There's no security. Like, I literally could have been like, hi. Obviously I wasn't gonna do that, but anyway, I just needed to plug, I needed you guys to know, and this was the only time I could have included that.
Super cool. That is so cool.
No, it's really a strange story.
You're out here meeting all the celebrities, honestly.
It's what I do. And at number 9, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is one of the most beloved singers of all time, and her Swiftie fan base is one of the strongest in the world. And Taylor makes sure to do whatever she can to meet her adoring fans. One instance of this is her tea party events at concerts, and that's where you can meet Taylor Swift for free. All you have to do is stand out enough at the concert and you'll get a golden ticket to go backstage and meet her. But the time we're going to be talking about here is when Taylor surprised her fans in Chicago, who were asked to come to a studio and talk about why they were a huge fan of Taylor's. One person said that she helped them with their sexuality. Another said she had helped them through other rough patches. And another urged her to remember that her adoring fans will always have her back, no matter who tries to come for her. I think that was a dig at Kanye there. And as the fans were speaking to the camera, Taylor crept up behind them. And when the fans realized Taylor was behind them, they obviously lost it, and there was probably 10 straight minutes of hugging.
At number 8, Beyonce. I honestly don't know anyone who's not a fan of Beyonce. Like, how can you not be? She exudes elegance and badassery. Because there are some serious Beyonce fans out there, it's fun to watch them be surprised by her making an appearance. One of my personal favorite moments to watch are when Beyonce walks into a group of people dancing or performing to one of her songs, and it's even better when she joins in. I love this moment specifically because you can watch the dancers start going harder as soon as Beyonce steps in. Like, their effort goes up like 150% at least. Also, the fact that they just kept dancing and didn't like scream and freak out is kind of wild, right? Like, normally in these kinds of scenarios when celebrities surprise a fan, they're like screaming and jumping up and down and freaking out, but these guys were so chill. I'm sure their hearts were racing as soon as Beyonce stepped into the room. You guys better dance harder or she'll send the Illuminati after you.
And at number 7, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner became a temporary member of the vlog squad when she surprised David Dobrik's fans in one of his vlogs. Basically, David picked Kylie and her best friend Stassi up at her house, and while Kylie hid in the back of the car, David had people come into the passenger seat and ask them what they thought of Kylie or the Kardashian family. David asked one person who their favorite Kardashian was, and when they said Khloe, David asked why it wasn't Kylie. Then she came out and surprised the guy, which obviously made the fan quickly change his answer to Kylie. And I can't even imagine what it would be like to first be picked up by David Dobrik. Like, that's just already such an event, and then have him surprise you with Kylie Jenner. Like, that would just be like the best day of my life. That's just really truly like a whole other level of surprise.
At number 6, Chris Evans. I love watching Avengers actors surprise their fans. These people have built up such an amazing fan base through their franchise, and they've impacted so many people. One of my favorite moments of an Avengers actor surprising their fans has to be from when Chris Evans was part of a staged escape room prank, and he jumped out and scared them at the end. Throughout the whole escape room process, Chris was guiding them through a speaker system and interacting with them at first until they came to the end and actually met the actor. The best part about this whole thing though is the fact that Chris jumped out at them in the dark. Like, that would have scared the crap out of me. Are you kidding? The lights suddenly go out and then someone grabs you in the darkness. Low-key, Chris should have been afraid of getting punched by someone by accident. But what I wouldn't give to be part of this prank, oh my goodness. I I would have paid $1,000 to meet him, but if it was Tom Holland, I'd give a kidney.
Halfway through at number 5, Christina Aguilera. This one is probably the most creative of this list, and it involves Christina Aguilera. It starts when a couple walks into a Hollywood donut shop, and while they're debating what donuts they're gonna buy, Christina starts singing live over the mic, describing what they're doing. She starts off the song, "There's a pretty couple buying some donuts, can't decide which one to get." And then the couple starts to listen to the words and seems to know that someone is definitely singing about them. Then Christina sings, "It's Christina Aguilera singing about you." Then the couple starts obviously freaking out as they realize Christina is looking at them right now and singing about them. She then tells them to hop on one foot, and they do, while searching for whatever camera she's watching them on. Then after all of the suspense, she finally goes out to surprise them. They are of course completely shocked. And I'm sure also honored that ex-Tina would use her beautiful voice to sing about them. I know I would be.
At number 4, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has to be one of the celebrities who surprised their fans the most. He's been part of countless Ellen Show surprises and even some from Fallon. But there's one fan surprise moment that stands out the most to me, and it comes from a bit with YouTube's very own David Dobrik. David organized a bit where he hid Justin in his Tesla because, of course, and he popped out to surprise fans, much like the Kylie Jenner prank. It's a super funny bit, and my favorite part from this whole thing has to be this. The energy in this video is just too much. When this guy is talking about how he didn't like Justin's latest song while Justin is in the car, was just so cringe, but in a good way. It's so funny to watch the shock on his face when Justin pops out like, oh my god, I was literally just talking shit. It's just too funny. And Justin being super funny and playful with his fans is so fun to see. It's very different from back in his more angsty days, that's for sure.
And at number 3, Will Smith. So this one is starring Will Smith, and he uses the Target security cameras to surprise people. If you've been in a Target or Walmart recently, then you'll know that they've installed security cameras at each self-checkout to watch you through the transaction and to make sure you know you're being watched. They even put a screen right above the self-checkout and you can see yourself checking out. But for the people that Will surprised, instead of seeing themselves in the security camera, they were surprised with Will Smith inside of their security camera. It took everyone a second to realize what was happening, but once they did, the Target customers were obviously freaking out. And now that Will Smith is making content on his own YouTube channel, he's done tons of videos surprising his fans. In another one, he showed up as the driver for Lyft rides, and fans were even more shocked in this one.
At number 2, John Cena. John Cena's energy is so positive and infectious, so it's no wonder why he's got so many people who look up to him and are fans of his. My favorite thing to see from him is when he surprises his fans, because he genuinely looks happy to see them, and the fans always have the best reactions too. One of the best surprises I can think of has to be when John surprised a fan by ripping through a wall to scare them. The fact that this guy literally busts through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man and the kid just fell to the floor in shock is one of the best and funniest reactions I've ever seen. And the signature John Cena music playing in the background really just ties the whole moment together with its chaos and hilarity. This little fan was so shocked and excited to see John. It was so cute to watch, but the kid looked like he was literally about to have a heart attack.
I saw that video, and the way that John came through, honestly, I would have a heart attack too. It was crazy. It was borderline scary, I'm not even gonna lie. And finally, number 1, Miley Cyrus. In this one, Miley surprised tons of The Voice fans with the help of Jimmy Fallon. While she was a guest on Jimmy Fallon's show, promoting the fact that she was gonna be The Voice's newest judge, her and Jimmy decided to go to a spot where fans take pictures with The Voice chair and photobomb them before revealing that they were there to surprise them. Some of the fans were shocked, others confused, and others basically in tears over how happy they were to see Miley and Jimmy. And I was seriously the biggest Hannah Montana fan back in the day, honestly obsessed with her. So if Miley surprised me like that, I actually think that I would have fainted. That would have been the moment in life, this can't be real, and head would have hit the floor.